Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is the end of June garden tour. I have some wonderful plants in bloom just right up here. You can see the bee. Oh, hi baby. We have been getting a lot of like harsh sun and then rain and then harsh sun, and then the dahlias tend not to do so well, but I got tons of new like little buds on there, so the plant will do just fine. Here I have some wonderful alyssum. I love this stuff. This is so hardy. I have a coral geranium here that's not in bloom right now. Some gorgeous black coleus, that's what I got back there. And this is an angelonia right down here. And I also have a praying mantis in this angelonia. He's around there, he's in there. I love these pots too with the ferns. Really neat. Yeah, and just down here I have a rhododendron. I love it because it provides that evergreen structure in the winter. It does have these white blooms that come out, but you know, they get fried. It gets rained and then the sun comes out and they get burned like that. Gorgeous pot right here, full of purple. My favorite garden color, I think. Nice blend. And again, in those fern pots too. Right over here I have a gorgeous limelight hydrangea budding up. This is on standard, which means it's just in a tree form here. Like a hydrangea is usually in a bush. That's how they naturally grow. But the growers will clip off the lower branches until it becomes a tree, and that is what we call a standard. Some shade-loving plants back there. Love the Japanese fern. Yeah, and that house is doing great. Lovely. And also just right above here, so right on this wall, above this wall is actually my driveway, and I have stuff up there and I'll bring you up there. But yeah, look at these beautiful, they're like a bluebell of some type. I forget the exact variety, but it's a beautiful purple color. Oh, and this is left over from my clematis. Look at the seed heads to these. Like, aren't these so gnarly? They're fun. Like very Dr. Seuss fantasy type of a plant. We're gonna get some rain very shortly, so I wanted to do this tour. Some Veronica. This is a brandywine viburnum that will be producing pink and blueberries very shortly. But the foliage is kind of great though too. Great fall color. Oh, and just right above it I have a peach tree. It's a miniature peach tree. Let's see what I got growing on it. If I could find any. Thought there was some. My goodness, what happened to them all? Oh, yeah, you see that like little furry piece right there. Hold on. I gotta go around the other side and get it. But yeah, it will produce. And before I go up these steps here, up into the rose garden area, I would just want to hit over here because I have planted these colocasias and I have been waiting for them to put on some significant growth, and they finally have. They're gonna get like 6 feet tall. They're getting really bushy too. Loving that. But that leaf is magnificent. Colocasias are similar to alocasias, or like the elephant ear. Planted this all up with some annuals. and some heucheras, and I love the oak leaf hydrangea right here. I also do, like, this is kind of like meadowy-ish. The grass is brown because we had a early drought in May. Like, we didn't have any rain for all of May. Flowers in there that will poke up. Be blooming shortly anyway. I got some climbing roses on these trellises up against the neighbor's garage here, and some butterfly bushes that are about to bloom over there. But I will go back down here. This is a new area that I'm working on to kind of seclude this whole area off. This is a type of magnolia tree. It's an evergreen, and guys, like, we so desperately need evergreens in our area. A lot of our stuff is very deciduous. That might be a new bloom forming right here, but this is the bloom. I mean, look how massive that is, and the scent to it. Oh look, the bees love it. The scent to it is like honey. It's very sweet. And this is what it looks like when it's finished blooming. It just drops its petals, and it has these neat little pods here. There will be another bloom on it right here. It's a little form. So let me see here. This is the Bracken's Brown Beauty Magnolia. Yeah, so it has like the browns on the underside in the winter, but the glossy green on the top. So I'm very much looking forward to this being a mature tree. And the penstemon is looking great. Love that dark color with that light lavender flower. Right next to another oak leaf hydrangea. This is the color it will get in the fall. That vibrant red. Love it. Again, we had a drought, so it was stressed, so it ended up like turning the fall colors earlier, which all plants will do. But yeah, I can't wait for this to like become developed. And that cardboard's there because I put cardboard down and then I put mulch on top. So I'm just like kind of building up the area. I can't wait until I get these like more evergreens to put down and make a solid hedge. I actually had a landscaper come in. Well, he was doing other work actually in the house, not in the yard, but he was like, you know, I can mow your grass and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't need help with the grass. I need somebody to rip out hedges for me, old privet hedges. I still have these boxwoods to put in, but I did get most of them planted that I had. I got these for like $1, end of the year clearance from Lowe's. So yeah, I just have them like kind of lining the way. This is going to be a whole different. I'm not keeping this a whole grass area. One, it's just too hard to maintain and it kind of gets messy. And I have to actually not mow it. I have to use the weed whacker for it. So it would be nice to like get this pathway done so I don't have to worry about it. Some buds for this rose that will be coming up. I forget what kind of rose it is, but it's a fragrance, and it's oh it's falling apart. But yeah, you see the browns on it. Like, that's what happens in my area, unfortunately. When it rains and then the sun comes out, it damages the petals. But oh, that fragrance. I love roses with fragrances. They don't sell them enough in some of the big box stores, but that's... Here, let it decompose down there. Let me just turn around here ever so slightly. Okay, so yeah, this is what I meant. I have like trellises, 4 of them, 4 white trellises. They have climbing roses on them, and then in between each one they have, well, except for this one, this is the another limelight hydrangea. Gorgeous plant, gorgeous specimen. But I have a butterfly bush over there too, and those are proven winter ones. Those are actually sterile, so they're not going to self-seed everywhere. anemones that are going to be blooming in the fall. So yeah, that could spread. I won't complain about that. And I also have some like wild yarrow growing. I did this like no mow May thing in this area before, and I found out there's a whole bunch of yarrow. There's actually some back there too. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of nice. So there's clover in there too. The things you find out that it's already growing in your yard. That is a crabapple tree. Small one. But yeah, this whole area up here gets a lot more sun than the area with the colocasia and stuff. I mean, it still does get sun, but this is definitely where more of the roses are. Gorgeous Veronica, and you know what? I just transplanted that and it took very well. Like, I'm talking maybe 3 days ago. So, ooh, let's go see. This is the James Galloway. Okay, yeah, see, this is what happens with the rain and then the sun. But hopefully this baby keeps going strong. They're still babies, so I don't expect a whole lot from them. And this is like the this is the color of the butterfly bush, like this magenta color. So that'll be very beautiful. So another climbing rose up there by the bird cage slash decor. It's not actually a bird cage, but I got like some hyssop growing in here, and here's some more roses. This is a drift rose. Drift roses do very well. They're very small bloomers, but ooh, look at that black spot. Okay, I gotta take care of that. That's because of the rain we've been having. But the knockout roses, they do very well in my area. It's just too bad that they don't have fragrances, right? And then back here, ooh, this is, I believe, the Eden rose. Oh, nice soft fragrance there. Beautiful rose. And there's still more buds coming and popping out. So lovely. And I just transplanted this 9-bark. So not the, ooh, I gotta put more soil around there. But yeah, this is like the fall color that it will get with that red. It's stressed. But I love the dark foliage, and the blooms are gorgeous in the spring. Beautiful plant. My hammock area, I still have this plant that I got it for indoor use, and yeah, that one's kind of eaten. But I just didn't plant it up for indoors yet, but I'll get there. Loving this is the most mature tree we have on the property. It's so young, maybe like 4 years old. It's one of the first trees I got, 4 or 5 years old. It's a curly willow. Really neat branch structure in the winter. They're like they kind of curl, like you could see it right in the silhouette, maybe, hopefully. Some wonderful lavender in bloom. I will be going to a lavender farm this coming weekend. Oh, I mean, I could just run my hand like this and wonderful. This is a Veronica that is blooming a little bit later than the rest of them, but I mean, this is better than salvias in my opinion. They don't gap like in the middle. They don't split like some salvias do. I have an autumn clematis climbing over on this area here, and the scent to that in the fall is like very clove-like, and oh, I can't wait. I got some sunflowers growing in the back. Yeah, the guy who was coming over and like, oh, I could like weed and blah blah blah, and like he didn't know what these were, or the zinnias that are right here. So I'm like, no, I could use help weeding, don't get me wrong. Like, I actually do need help weeding, but I need to be here when somebody is here just to make sure they don't rip up this stuff. that I want. This is a lovely little evergreen bush. It blooms very like orchid-like blooms, I want to say, small orchid-like blooms in the winter. Scotch broom, that's what it's called. Yeah, and I have these neat little berries forming on these crabapple trees. Getting some suckers there, I'm gonna have to cut them out. Yeah, see, and there's more of that Veronica. That Veronica is really, that's a stunning color. Love it. So this is my driveway. The entrance is just up on that back street here. I have these pots, I have 6 of them line the driveway. I have a verbena in it, and then I also have a white geranium. So, let's see, yeah, these need deadheaded and stuff. But the verbena is doing really well. I have tons of irises lining this whole driveway area. Hollies, add the evergreen interest, some hostas, and I also have these hydrangeas here, the mop heads ones that I alter the soil to make more blue. That's like a new one coming out. So it is starting to rain a little bit, guys. Okay, so up here I do have some more hydrangeas. Yeah, these are really, really durable, and I could cut these and they'll bloom more. I love it. Love it. Okay. Yeah, and just on the other side, it's pretty much almost tons of irises. We have these hydrangeas on standard. It's the strawberry vanilla. They're budding up. They're budding up pretty well. I also have these roses that are going to be climbing roses. They're still babies too. Here's a fresh bloom on what they would look like. Yeah, so letting them do their thing. And yeah, I mean, it's a showstopper when these irises are in bloom. It's really pretty. So yeah, over here, oh, I got some big weeds. I got some zinnia seeds planted back in there. I love this right here. This blue cypress evergreen. I forget the exact name, but ooh, that is a beautiful tree. I really butchered it though. Like, I thought it was dead, and I was cutting it to see if I could bring it back to life, and I really, really butchered it. Because it's usually like filled in at the bottom, but I'll take this. I'll take this. Cypress peonies are out of bloom, but oh, and this is my veggie garden. Yeah. Okay, over here I have some peas. Oh wow, I still got some weeds coming up here. These grasses. Never-ending grasses. Yeah, but there's some peas in here. This is my first year doing anything with like vegetables and stuff. So there's some dill back there, and these are beans right along here. This is actually the bean house. So I have some peppers in the front here. As you can see, just some green sweet peppers. That one's the biggest one out of all of them. Got a little seating area in there. And on this side, I planted cucumbers, but you know what? They're not showing, so I need to put something else there. They just didn't germinate or what have you, so I'll find something else to put. Maybe I'll put pumpkins, like little decorative pumpkins to grow up there. I could sell them later. Some strawberries. The everbearing ones too. See, they're getting ready to produce more. I transplanted them, so you know, this is all new. This whole thing is new this year. Got tomatoes, basil in here, the marigolds, and just like right up front here, this is like one of the entrances technically, right? I just put some stepping stones in this little gate here because right down there is where we will come up to the driveway, so it just makes sense, like we walk this way and we could come up into the garden. But I have salvias, some marigolds in there, just like some nice little pop of welcoming color. And I got a banana plant. It doesn't look like it grew a whole lot. I think this might be a new leaf. But yeah, ooh, I'm gonna have to weed in here. I got my hula hoe. I'll take care of this in like 10 minutes, this whole area. Yeah. All right. Let's go back down. Actually, we'll just go. Sorry, it's a little messy here, but we were doing some things. Ah. Oh. Okay. I got pansies, bee balm, and balloon flower blooming at the same time. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So, gorgeous combination, right? Gorgeous bee balm, lovely little pansies here, left from the spring. I got a black and blue salvia that will get huge. Beautiful little bellflower. And I have some like beets in here for my bunny Zeke. He loves it. He loves it. I got like lilies in here that are going to be blooming soon. And also this is like a wild snapdragon. Like this lacy foliage here. This is a wild snapdragon. So I just let it go. I really thought this plant was dead. I cut it all the way down to the ground and this is what I get. It's going to get huge. It's going to be gorgeous. It is a smoke bush with the dark foliage. Yeah, see, I got tons of lilies tucked in and around here, and then the back is, of course, sunflowers, self-seeded. So there'll be a big bundle of joy soon. All right, and this is right here. I need to talk about this plant, Verbascum. In the morning, this is just like loaded with bees. It's a very, very beautiful plant. I actually did a short on it, and yeah, it kind of sells seeds, and I just kind of like let it do its thing. You know, it's if you want to grow somewhere, have at it. So, oh, and over here I have my wonderful lavender plant. This is like the biggest one I have on the property. I just love smelling that. Hydrangea, that is kind of interesting. I don't know, it's an interesting plant, right? Like, it's just different, unique. So I put it there. Oh, and here's more of the Verbascum. This is more like fresher than the one that I just showed you. Alright, some more Scotch broom evergreens. Yeah, this whole area is going to get like redone because these are old lilacs. They're not really producing very strongly anymore, so I'm just getting rid of them. I do have a knockout rose on standard. Got lots of buds coming, so it's going to give a new flush. Oh yeah, and see, this is like where the purple flowers are, where my hydrangea on standard was. Point of reference. Got some shade-loving plants down there, some Japanese ferns, and also some Brunnera. Brunnera is a trooper. It's really nice all year round. This is more Scotch broom I got a plant. And that's a hydrangea on standard, a smaller one. This plant, I forget the name of it. Okay, I gotta get a little closer. A little bit closer. So Yeah, if you see this plant with the berries and everything, it has the bright red stems in the late summer. It's actually a plant that's great for butterflies, so I'm not going to pull this up. I'm going to let it do its thing here. And oh, my poor maple got hit with the frost and the leaves are just like, ugh. So, but point of reference, there's the arbor, my hammock, and the rose garden. So I think we'll just go back down through the rose garden. You know, like where I am, it has been raining, or the wildland fire smoke from Canada is coming down, and it's been a tough gardening year, especially when May, like we were supposed to have rain in May typically, and it's pretty bad when we don't have any rain at all in May. Oh, this is my tea garden. This is all like lemon themed stuff in here. I can smell it, nice. And then I have this one over here. I'm excited to try this chocolate mint over here. Oh my gosh. And I have the same pots on this side as I do over here. And then I have these lovely little, I mean, it's little so far, and this is a smaller variety. This is a Eastern redbud, or I'm sorry, forest pansy redbud, because it has the dark leaves. Some hydrangeas and more Veronica, and I also have the this milkweed self-seeded itself here, so I'm just letting it do its thing. Yeah, nice. Alright, and this is the hydrangea strawberry vanilla bush. I have the standard versions in the driveway, but these are all, they're getting ready to open. They're getting ready to open. This is like a, I think it's a blue color butterfly bush, buddleia. But that one's not a proven winners one, and that actually self-seeds itself, which I'm not really crazy about. But here is a more mature one of the proven winners. Look at that magenta color. Beautiful. Butterflies love it. Bees love it. A lot of people don't like the butterfly bush for different reasons. I know some people say it's invasive in their area, and that's very possible, but it's not in mine. The bees are just loving it though. So, got echinaceas. Ooh, I've never seen you before. Interesting. I think that was a beetle of some type. Yeah, this is bee balm. I know this is like the older variety. It has like powdery mildew on it, but it gets these very beautiful, beautiful blooms to it. And there's actually a wild like hollyhock growing here. This is the hollyhock. It's yellow. It's actually very like iridescent. So over here is a new planting area. Actually, like my whole yard's kind of new, so I really shouldn't say it's new. It's just a new garden area everywhere. I have this Aspire tree. I got 2 apples forming on it. Yay! I got 2 apples that I could see so far. I got a blueberry bush here, which they will be harvested soon. I got raspberry in this pot because if they're not in a pot, they will spread everywhere and I don't need it. And this is a buddleia. I actually got this one on clearance too. This is like a smaller version. It's like the chunky ones too. The chunky blooms, I call it. This is a cis plum. Beautiful blooms in the spring. But the one thing I don't like about this plant is that like when it rains, it really weighs itself down. It doesn't look too bad from this angle, but from the behind it, there's a problem. Some self-seeded sunflowers like in a whole group. That's pretty wild. This was a row of peonies. I got some echinaceas kind of self-seeding around here. This is just behind the shed, so it's very utilitarian. Let's see here. Yeah, see, like there's this like bald spot, I want to say, and when it rains. But some more sunflowers. Oh yeah, this is another one of the roses too. This is a climbing rose. I need to move this. I don't know why it's here. I probably thought it was something else. More lavender. This is my mom's shade garden. That is it's an older, more mature oak leaf hydrangea. Liatris is gonna bloom here soon. The butterflies will love that. And then I also have these Verbascums again. They self-seeded in here, so they're loving life. There's lots of weeding that needs to be done in here. Oh, again, the Brunnera though, like that's an amazing ground cover. Yeah, and also like we had a lot of stuff dug up earlier this year. That was a new water line that was put in, so that's why it looks rough. And this is a plum tree that will produce plums. I don't see anything on it right now, but it grew a lot and I love it. That is great. So yeah, this is going to be made into a seating area. It'll be really nice. This is my veggie garden, point of reference. I just transplanted this hydrangea like right before I started the video, so hopefully it will perk up. It will. They're pretty tough. Last area that I'm going to show you is down here. It's always a work in progress, isn't it? I have like so many things going on in different places. These are the rocks that made a border, like a crescent shaped border right here. However, I was having problems that the grass was growing up in between and it was just like a nightmare. And so I'm going to re-edge everything and I'm going to put the rocks back further so the grass doesn't really grow into it. But yeah, I have my hula hoe here and stuff. I was weeding. And this is great. I love this little thing. Yeah, people will like take this daisy wrap and they'll be like, oh, it's a weed. But I'm like, yeah, it's beautiful. Leave it. It's not aggressive, you know. Your garden is what you make it. I got some lilies that will be blooming here. I got these dahlias that will open up soon. I'm really excited to see these because I bought these earlier and then we had a frost like in late May and it didn't do very well. I have hyssop right there, and then I have these gorgeous grasses that are just kind of like dancing. I have a hydrangea on standard there. I think that's a firelight. But over here it didn't really. I have one here too. Like the grass is so gorgeous, but it really struggled. I didn't realize it was out of its hole, like the wind blew it down. So, I mean, it's not dead. So it will come back. It will come back, just not this year. But the grass is so beautiful. That's a beautiful color. Yeah. Also, on this side of the garden is more like fertile soil, the closer to the house, because we had like a lot of stuff put in. So this was really dug up and then it became really hard. So this is why the grasses are shorter on this side and much taller on that side, is because the soil is much more fertile. Another milkweed plant. I got like Coreopsis back there. I would like to get something to climb on here. I was gonna get Amaranth, but that just didn't happen. And I do have it's out of bloom right now, but I do have a climbing rose tucked back there to kind of go up the house. I think that'll be beautiful. It's a really beautiful rose when it's in bloom. It will bloom again. So, all right, my work in progress. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe. If you want to check out more of my videos, feel free to do. All right, bye.